ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, text number 35. Lord Rishabhadev's teachings. So this is not an easy verse to recite. So what we'll do is I will recite, so you can just follow me word by word. Iti nana yoga charya charano bhagavan kevalyapatir rishabho virata parama mahanandanubhava atmani sarvesham bhutanam atmabhute bhagavati vasudeva atmano vyavadhananta rodhara bhavena siddha समस्तार्थ परिपूर्णो योगैश्वर्याणि वैहायसा मनो जवंतरधान परकाय प्रवेश दूरा ग्रहणादिम ग्रहणादिनी यदृच्छयोपगतानि नंजसा निर्प हृदयान्यभयना हृदयान अभय अभ्यानंदात। तो इति thus nana various yoga of mystic yoga charya performances acharana practicing Bhagavan the supreme personality of Godhead Kaivalya Patihi the master of Kaivalya oneness or the giver of Sayujya Mukti. Rishabha, Lord Rishab, Avirata, incessantly, Parama, Supreme, Maha, Great, Ananda Anubhavaha, Ananda Anubhavaha, feeling transcendental bliss. Atmani, in the Supreme Soul, Sarvesam, of all Bhutanam, living entities, Atma Bhute, situated in the heart, Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeve, Vasudeve, Krishna, the son of Vasudev, Atmanaha, of himself, Avyavadhan, by the non-difference of constitution, Ananta, unlimited, Rodhara, like crying, laughing and shivering, Bhavena, by the symptoms of love, Siddha, completely perfect, Samasta, all, Artha, with desirable opulences, Paripurnaha, full, Yoga Aishwaryani, the mystic powers, Vaihayasa, flying in the sky, Mana Java, traveling at the speed of mind, Antardhana, the ability to disappear, Parakaya Pravesh, the ability to enter another's body, Duragrahana, the ability to perceive things far, far away, Adini, and others, Yadrichaya, without difficulty, automatically, Upagatani, achieved, Na, not, Anjasa, directly, Nirpa, O King Parikshit, Hirdayena, within the heart, Abhyanandat, accepted. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. O King Parikshit, Just to show all yogis the mystic process, Lord Rishabdev, the partial expansion of Lord Krishna, performed wonderful activities. Actually, he was the master of liberation and was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss, which increased 1,000-fold. Lord Krishna, Vasudev, the son of Vasudev, is the original source of Lord Rishabdev. There is no difference in their constitution, and consequently, Lord Rishabdev awakened the loving symptoms of crying, laughing, and shivering. He was always absorbed in transcendental love. Due to this, all mystic powers automatically approached him, such as ability to travel in outer space at the speed of mind, to appear and disappear, to enter the bodies of others, and to see things far, far away. Although he could do all this, he did not exercise these powers. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19.149, it is said, Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ateva Shant Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashant. The word Shanta means completely peaceful. Unless one's desires are fulfilled, one cannot be peaceful. Everyone is trying to fulfill this or fulfill his aspirations and desires, be they material or spiritual. Those in the material world are ashant, without peace, because they have so many desires to fulfill. The pure devotee, however, is without desire. Anya bhilasita sunyam. A pure devotee is completely free from all kinds of material desire. Karmis, on the other hand, are simply full of desires because they try to enjoy sense gratification. They are not peaceful in this life, nor the next, during the past, present, or future. Similarly, jnanis are always aspiring after liberation and trying to become one with the Supreme. Yogis are aspiring after many siddhis, powers, anima, lagima, prapti, etc. However, a devotee is not at all interested in these things because he is fully dependent on the mercy of Krishna. Krishna is Yogeshwara, the possessor of all mystic powers, siddhis, and he is Atmaram, fully self-satisfied. The yoga siddhis are described in this way. One can fly in the outer space without the aid of a machine, and he can travel at the speed of mind. This means that as soon as the yogi desires to go somewhere within this universe or even beyond this universe, he can do so immediately. One cannot estimate the speed of mind, for within a second, the mind can go many millions of miles. Sometimes yogis enter into the bodies of other people and act as they desire when their bodies are not working properly. When the body becomes old, a perfect yogi can find a young, able body. Giving up his old body, the yogi can enter into the young body and act as he pleases. Being a plenary expansion of Lord Vasudeva, Lord Rishabdev possessed all these mystic yoga powers, but he was satisfied with his devotional love of Krishna, which was evinced by the ecstatic symptoms such as crying, laughing, and shivering. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radha Govind Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees, Hare Krishna. So this is the last verse of this chapter on Lord Rishabdev's instruction. We we read the first verse. We started with the instruction, Rishabha Uvacha. So this one, this verse is actually not spoken by Lord Rishabdev, but it is spoken about Rishabdev. So first verse, of course, is one of the most important verses and most quoted verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So where he talks about the importance of this human body, Nayam Deho Deha Bhajan, Nirloke Kastan Kaman Arhate Vidbhujame, Tapo Divyam Putra Kayana Sattvam Sudhet, Brahma Saukyam Tvanantam. So that's the first verse. And then he gives so many instructions. Who is he giving instructions to? His 100 sons. He's giving instructions to 100 of his sons. Of course, he had only 100 sons. And the oldest of them was Bharat, who later on became the king when he left, when Lord Rishabdev renounced the Grihastha life or renounced the kingdom. So Bharat became the king. So very nicely starts giving the instructions to his own sons, talking about the importance of this human body. This human body is not meant for sense enjoyment, because the sense enjoyment is available even to the stool-eating animals with bhujame. So what is the purpose of the human life? If it is not meant for sense enjoyment, I've got my senses, I should enjoy, I should use my tongue to enjoy this material world, I should eat different kinds of food, I should use eyes to see the beautiful things of this world, I should use my ears to listen to nice music. So he's saying that this is not the purpose of this human body, not meant for enjoying the senses. What is it for then? Sorry, couldn't hear Mataji. Tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam sudhed brahma saukyam tvanantam. Tapo divyam means performing austerities. Tapo divyam. Austerities, what kind of austerities? Divine austerities. Divyam. Just like Lord Krishna is divya. His activities are divya. Janma karma chame divyam. His birth is divya. Similarly, those activities, those austerities which take us closer to Krishna is Tapodevya. Those divine austerities, transcendental austerities, which includes, of course, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Waking up early in the morning and chanting the Maha Mantra, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, that's Tapodevyam. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, that's Tapodevyam. And distributing books and distributing prasadam. All these things are transcendental austerities. It requires one to, requires effort, time, and all these things. But it's quite austerity. But it's not the austerity that people perform. I saw this morning someone started cutting grass at 6 o'clock in the morning with lights in that lawnmower. I was wondering, how he can cut the grass so early. And then he had those lights in the front of the, what do you call, the motor mower or the lawnmower. and there's a ride-on mower, and then he was cutting the grass. So waking up early, that's austerity as well. And being in the Auckland traffic, going from, there's so much of traffic going from one place to the other, and that's austerity as well. But that is not tapo divyam. Of course, if you are going to distribute books, or if you are going for some special service or preaching, then it's tapo divyam. Otherwise, it is just tapa. It is austerity. Austerity should never be given up, it's mentioned. The yajna, dan, and tapa, Lord Krishna is saying, should not be given up. Of course, for us, yajna is which kind of yajna? Sankirtan yajna. That's the yajna for us. For this, it is the yajna for this age, for this Kali Yuga, Sankirtan yajna, and we have charity also, but for the purpose of propagating Krishna consciousness, and then we also have yajna, dan, and tapaha, tapasya. Tapasya, and what kind of tapasya? Tapo divyam. So, and then he starts with this wonderful instructions, and then of course he talks about that living, different kinds of living entities, different categories of living entities, and then talks about the importance of saving the brahmanas. Then he gives instructions to his sons to follow Bharat, and Bharat was of course made the king. And now after he accepted this Ajgar Vritti. He became like a Ajgar. He became like a python, and he's just Avadut. Avadut means he's not worried about what people thinks about him. He's just without clothes on his body. He's very much like another Avadut, which is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 11th canto by Lord Krishna. The Lord Krishna is talking about this Avadut who was questioned by Yadu Maharaj. Yadu Maharaj questioned this Avadut, I am a king and I have got all the different kinds of opulence to enjoy this world, but I can see that you have nothing. You don't even have clothes on your body, but I see that you are very, 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 very happy. What is the source of your happiness? Why are you so happy? And then he talks about all the lessons that he had learned from 24 spiritual masters. You know that story is found in which canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam? 11th canto. Prithvi Vayu Rakasham Apognis Chandrama Ravi Kapoto Ajgara Sindhu Patango Madhukrit Gajaha Madhuha Harino Minaha Pringala Kururorbakaha Kumari Sarakrit Sarpa Purnanabhi Supesakrit. Those are the 24 spiritual masters. And so here we have another Avadut. And this Avadut is Lord Rishabdev, Lord himself. And here in this verse, it is mentioned what he is doing. Of course, previously also in a few other verses also it's mentioned that he was rolling on his urine and stool. And why was he doing that? Why was he doing that? Yes, very nice. So that people don't come and disturb him, right? So sometimes, people come to see you, but they don't, talk about the Lord. They just talk about mundane things, and then that takes a lot of our time. Isn't it true? So sometimes, the great devotees, they want to keep themselves away from such people who only take their time, disturb them, disturb their devotion. So what he was doing, he was rolling on his own stool and urine. But one special thing about his stool and urine was, hmm, yeah, smelled very, very nice and very, very fragrant, and not like just 1 or 2 meters away. It would smell nice, but it would smell so nice. How many miles? Hmm? 80 miles. 80 miles away, you could, his stool would be so fragrant. So that's mentioned there. 80 miles. That's mentioned in the 33rd verse of this chapter. So if there was such a person like this now, then they would take all the stool and the urine of such a person and make it the best perfume in the world, and it will be the best selling item, because people are so much attracted to perfume nowadays, um, and for them, they don't really need to take bath because they can just spray the perfume on their body, and they smell nice. Actually, it's not that they are smelling nice, it's the perfume which is smelling nice. But a lot of people will say, oh, you smell so nice, smell nice. But it's the perfume smell, not your smell. It's not the body smell. So his stool was smelling very, very fragrant, and very, very nice, pleasant fragrance it had. And that would fill up 80 miles of, distance. So now here in this verse also it's mentioned about his other activities. It's mentioned that he was, what else is mentioned? I should ask you, what else is mentioned in this verse? What else do we find in this verse? Mention about him having all the mystic powers. Yes, very nice. He's got all the mystic powers. And Prabhupada mentions in the verse, in the purport, that Krishna is, what do you call one who has got all the mystic powers? Hmm? Yogeshwara, very nice, very nice. Yogeshwara. And it's mentioned in the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. What does Sanjaya say in the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita? Very nice. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. So Lord Krishna is mentioned as Yogeshwara by Sanjaya. Yogeshwara means one who is the Lord of all the mystic powers. So here, Lord Rishabdev is a partial incarnation of that same Krishna, and he is actually he's showing all the mystic powers. And it's mentioned that some of them are mentioned here. One is that uh, he is Vaihayasa. Vaihayasa means he's able to fly in the sky. So he can fly in the sky, just like Naraji goes from one place to the other. Parvat Muni goes from one place to the other, just um, going in the spaceman. So they can fly in the sky. Of course, Lord Krishna also did this. When did Lord Krishna do this? When did Lord Krishna fly in the sky? Huh? Oh, Trinavrat, yeah, very nice. Even when he killed the demon Trinavrat, very nice. Trinavrat demon, when he killed, he he went into the sky with Trinavrat. First, he became very, very heavy, so that Mother Yashoda puts him on the ground, on the floor. And then the Trinavrat comes, then he becomes very, very light. He goes into the sky, and then he becomes very, very heavy. And Trinavrat couldn't actually um, carry him. He became so heavy. And then Trinavrat wanted to give him, and then you know that Lord Krishna killed Trinavrat in the sky. And then Lord Krishna came down at that time without actually getting any injuries, because Krishna can fly. He can go to outer space as well. He can become smaller than the smallest, can become lighter than the lightest, can become very, very heavy, as we see in this Trinavrat Lila. He becomes very heavy, becomes very light, and then he can become in the form of a Vaman, though he becomes very, very, it shows that he can measure the whole universe in only 2 steps. So he can increase the size of his body. So these are all different kinds of mystic perfections, becoming very small, very light, or being able to enter into another person's body. That's called parakaya pravesh. Then another person's body, you get into another person's body. Pravesh means enter. And manajava, then you can, mana means mind. You know that mind can go so fast. You can be at one place. You want to go to, let's say, another place. You want to go to India, then you have to buy a ticket. You have to buy a ticket to go to India. You have to pay money, and then you have to, wait at the airport. You have to check in, and so many, maybe more than 1 hour before the flight, you have to check in. You have to, you go into the plane, and then the plane will land. But if you want to think about India, you can straight away think about India. So the mind has already gone to India, that means. Right? The mind travels faster than an aeroplane. Mind travels faster than the most fastest plane or whatever. And even travels faster than the sound. So he had this ability also to travel at the speed of the mind. As soon as he wanted to go to some place, he straight away would go there. All these things are mentioned. We know that his expansions also, just like Lord Krishna has all these perfections, mystic perfections, because he's the Lord of all the mystic perfections. Is Yogeshwara. Similarly, his devotees and his expansions also have that. But they don't use it to show off, as mentioned here. He did not exercise these powers. He had it, but he did not want to show it and unnecessarily attract the public attention. Sometimes people have some good qualities in them they want to show to others. They're very, very beautiful, and they're always putting their pictures on Facebook so that a lot of people can see them. If they have some skills or something they want to demonstrate, they want to show it to others. Sometimes you go to India, you see some people are able to walk on a rope. Have you seen that? If you go to Vrindavan, sometimes young kids are going from one side of the rope to the other. Yeah? Have you seen that? Sometimes people will be digging some hole on the ground and then putting their head, and especially during this Kumbh Mela, you see all the people there trying to show off all the perfection, mystic perfections that they have. But here, someone has got it but doesn't want to, doesn't demonstrate it, doesn't show it. Like one can show it, one can use it only when there is a need. We can see that who is this person who actually is well known for saving Lord Ramachandra and greatest devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And he had all this mystic perfection and he used it in the service of the Lord. Who was that? Hanumanji. Hanumanji became very, very small, right? We know Hanumanji became very, very small when he was entering Lanka. Hanumanji became very, very huge when he was jumping over the ocean. Hanumanji became very, very small when he was entering the mouth of, who was that she demon? Actually, she was, she came as a, she, like a demon, but she was sent by the demigods to test the intelligence and the strength of Hanumanji. Who was that? What's the name of? Huh? Sursa. Have you heard this name? Sursa. Sursa was the name. Hanumanji was going, and Sursa came with a big mouth open. And Hanumanji actually expanded himself first. Sursa said, "You enter into my mouth." Hanumanji size increased the size of his body and kept increasing. There was a competition between Sursa and Hanumanji. But then Hanumanji became very, very small, entered the mouth of Sursa and entered into the mouth and then came out. This is Hanumanji. So he can become very, very huge, he can become very, very small. But he used all those in the service of the Lord. So if you have something, some great mystic perfection or some great quality, then it should be only used in the service of the Lord. It's not for demonstration, it's not for getting public attention. So here in this verse, we also have different. There's so much information in this verse actually. So although he is the Lord himself, but he is very, very satisfied as a devotee. He's not he's demonstrating all the ecstatic symptoms because he's a partial incarnation of the Lord. So whatever he is speaking, he's demonstrating through his activities. You know, he's talking about importance of devotional service to his sons. Now he is performing devotional service and he is demonstrating all those ecstatic symptoms, right? Crying, laughing, and shivering, and not caring about the body. And so he is Nishkam, and Prabhupada actually explained that Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ateva Shan. He was very, very peaceful. And it's mentioned that the verse that is used here is Mahananda Anubhava. Maha Ananda Anubhava. Maha means great. Ananda Anubhava. Ananda Anubhava means experiencing great bliss. Maha means great. Ananda means the bliss. Anubhava means he was experiencing. He was experiencing so much bliss in his devotion to the Lord that he was not interested in all these things that he had. He was not interested in showing off all these perfections that he has. And Prabhupada writes, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Deva Chan. So we know that Lord Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, Nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhaveta shantira shantasya kutasya. Without being connected to the Lord, na asti buddhira yuktasya. Ayuktasya means not being connected. Na asti buddhir. One cannot have steady, one cannot have that fixed intelligence without being connected to the Lord, without which one cannot have steady mind. And without a steady mind, how can one have peace? And without peace, how can one have happiness? So that's what Lord Krishna is saying here. So Prabhupada writes this purport very nicely about devotees being without desires. Of course, they have one desire, and that is Anya Bhilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadhyana Anukulena Krishnanu Kilanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So they have one desire, and that desire is to serve the Lord. So what we'll do is we've got about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. What we will do is we'll just discuss some of the things which we have learned from this verse. Or if you have any questions, you can ask. What are some of the important things we learned from the activities of Lord Rishabdev? Yes. Even please, if you are speaking, speak loudly. It's not easy to hear from here. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Mystic class, but he didn't use them, he didn't show up.
Very nice. He had all the mystic powers, but he did not show it off. Very nice. So why did he not show it off? Yes, Prabhuji? Very nice. His teaching is, if anything one has got any mystic powers or any special quality and special skill or special talent, it should only be used for the purpose of serving the Lord. Very nice. As Hanumanji did. Nice. Anything else? Loudly, if you want to say something. Yes, Prabhuji.
The human body is supposed to serve the Lord, not for one sense gratification.
Very nice. Human body is meant for, not for sense gratification, but it is meant for serving the Lord. We have got a special senses fit in this body, and that's meant for serving the Lord, and not for sense gratification. And he is showing it here through his own example. Yad yad acharati sreshtas tatta devatara janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate. So by his own action, by his own behavior, it's not only talking about it, it's demonstrating it. Very nice. Anything else? What else? Yes, Prabhuji.
Make us close. Performing the austerity, which are divyam.
Yeah. Yes, one should perform austerities which take us closer to the Lord. There are other austerities which we perform which take us away from the Lord. Right? There's so much austerities people perform, but it doesn't mean that those austerities take them closer to the Lord. Right? It may take one away from the Lord, but tapo divyam, those transcendental austerities take us closer to the Lord. Very nice. Anything else? Yes, Prabhuji. Hmm. Hmm. Very nice. He did in such a way that so that he doesn't get distracted by people. So we should always remember that there are things that we need to do, right, in devotional service, right? But at the same time, we have to think about things which might distract us. We may be chanting our rounds, we may be reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, but we have to be very, very careful because social media is very, very distracting. There are things which distract us, right? things are just popping up on the screen, you know. You have to be very, very careful. We have to use our intelligence. And how much time it takes, let's say you just thought, okay, 1 minute, I will just check this. Check 1 minute this news or something or what happens? You are there for maybe sometimes hours and hours. So distracting in this world. So we have to keep an eye on that, what may distract us, you know, what kind of people may, you know, uh, take our time. So all these things we have to be very, very careful. And we, you know, one more thing is, if someone is claiming that they are the Lord, I'm the Supreme, they say, I'm God, then you have to ask them, what? Yes, can you make your stool fragrant? Can you make your stool fragrant? If people don't run away from you, if you pass stool and urine, and if they are attracted, your stool and your urine attracts them by the beautiful, nice fragrance, then we can say you are God. So, of course, there's so many other things mentioned in the, of course, so many different pastimes we have about the Lord. My spiritual master, His Holiness Madhav Govind Dasa Maharaj, is saying, again, this in the Sagar Manthan, the churning of the milk ocean, that pastime of the Lord is actually becoming a tortoise, and then Lord Kurma, and then when the big mountain was rubbing on his back, then he was feeling very, very, that was a very, very pleasurable experience for him, and he was feeling sleepy, feeling getting good sleep because of that, that itchiness type of feeling. And he's saying that if someone is saying that I'm the Supreme Lord, then you have to take a big rock and then rub on his back. If he's feeling sleepy and feels good, then we can say he's Lord. So, yes. Anything else? Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just have one question. You know how his stool and fragrance was his stool and urine was very fragrant.
Sorry?
You know how Bishop Dev's stool and urine was very fragrant.
Yeah, fragrant, yeah.
And it was actually very, attractive.
Attractive,
And
yeah.
how did that actually get people not to disturb him? Wouldn't it, because it's fragrant, wouldn't it actually attract more people? And
yeah, the thing is, because people were seeing the stool, they did not even know that the smell was coming from the stool. They were seeing him rolling on the stool, and they actually were going away from him because of the stool and the urine. And they did not understand that the stool was coming from that Rishabdev's body.
But wouldn't the stool and urine also look transcendental?
Yes, Prabhu?
Wouldn't the stool and urine also look transcendental because it's coming from the Lord?
Yes, of course, it is transcendental.
Wouldn't it look transcendental as well? So it wouldn't
look transcendental. Okay,
yeah.
it will look transcendental. Yes, but this is Lord's pastime actually. Of course, Lord Rishabdev's pastime. So he was, although he had a very beautiful body, but he still, his body is covered with stool and his body is covered with urine, and he's also, people are actually even throwing, they're themselves also passing urine on the Lord, and they are also, they were also trying to, give distress to the Lord, but of course, Lord is not disturbed at all. So the Lord is actually also showing through this that when you are performing devotional service, Lord Rishabdev is showing also through his own example, then there will also be distress. Distress may come. But then what should you do? Of course, the Lord is not affected. That's why it's mentioned that Maha Ananda Anubhava. He's experiencing so much bliss. But internally he's experiencing, but externally we can see that they're creating so much disturbance. So he's showing us what the great quality of tolerance. He's showing us that one should tolerate it. Although he's the Lord and he's experiencing the experiencing great bliss. Yeah. So he's showing through his own example, just like Lord Ramachandra. When he got the kingdom, he was not very happy, and when he was told that he was going to the forest, he was actually equal in both. And Lord Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? That he should be equal in happiness and distress. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama payino nityas tam stitiksha bharat. You should tam stitiksha bharat. You must learn to tolerate this without being disturbed. You should not be disturbed. You should be equal in both. And if you are equal in both, what can you get as a result? Yam hinavati entiyate purusham purushar sabha samad duk sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate. Then you become eligible for liberation. So he has to show through his pastime. Right? So they were doing so many things. They would pass, Prabhupada writes, foul air, and they would do all those things. And but he was tolerant, and that is one of the qualities of a devotee, and that is also like any great personality in this world. For any great personality, that's the first foremost quality, tolerance. Even when the supremacy of Lord Vishnu, right, like is decided by Bhrigu Muni. Bhrigu Muni goes to test all of them. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma first, then Lord Shiva, and then Lord Vishnu. What is that quality which Lord Vishnu demonstrates, which makes him the greatest out of the three? Yes? Yeah, tolerance. Tolerance. It's tolerance. He tolerated. He did not get disturbed. He did not get agitated when Bhrigu Muni kicked him on his chest. Instead of becoming angry or agitated, he just, started massaging his feet. Says, I'm sorry, my foot is so firm. And then Lord said, my chest is so firm, so hard, and your feet is, so soft. So you might have got hurt. So he started massaging it. Tolerance. And then when Kapil Dev talks about great devotees, the first quality he speaks about is what? Titiksha. What is Titiksha? Tolerance. Titiksha karunika surda sarvadahina majata satrava anta sadhava sadhu bhushanam. First one is Titiksha. Tolerance again. Supremacy is decided based on which quality? Tolerance, the greatest quality. And the greatness of a devotee is decided on tolerance. And here, Lord Bishop Dev is showing, look, all these things people are doing to me, but I am still tolerant. Okay, bro? Okay, bro? Anything else? Any other question or comment? Or anything you have learned? Yes, bro. Hmm. So the thing is, we need a person who can recognize that talent or ability. Like Prabhupada was able to recognize that our Gurukul system, the Gurukul system was a system whereby gurus or the teachers will recognize the skills or the talents or the potential in a in a student, and they will teach them accordingly. If they had whatever skills they had, they would actually make them confident, more confident in that field, right? So Gurukul, it was a Gurukul system. All the whole entire India had, or in the entire world had the Gurukul education system. And then they removed the Gurukul. They did not want the word Guru. Of course, nowadays they don't hesitate to use Guru. They say roof Guru, people who are expert at roof. They use the Guru word quite a lot. Isn't it true? They say roof Guru and they say that, garden Guru and all those things. They use Guru quite a lot. But at that time, they did not want to use it. So they removed Guru and they used, instead of Guru, because they were promoting Christianity at that time, they brought the word issue. Gurukul became Ishukul. Issue means, who's issue? Eh? Jesus. They made it Ishukul. And then later on, Ishukul became school. So Gurukul became school where everyone learns everything. They don't know what they are learning, and most of them are confused. Sometimes even they go to the university, they don't even know whether what they are doing is right or not right. And they say, oh, I did not like this, now I'm doing another degree. At that level, even they are not able to decide, understand or decide what they have to do. So previously, they had this system. Everyone's skill or talent will be recognized, and they will be made to develop that skill or talent, and gain confidence, and use it use it for the purpose of serving the Lord, or purpose of saving the of the community. They use that skill. Unfortunately, now they don't have the system. But we could see that when Prabhupada was there, Prabhupada actually recognized the talents in his disciple. He knew that, oh, this person is a very good cook. Kurma, you're a very good cook. So it made him more confident. And he could made him so confident that he could even write books. And some disciples, oh, you are very good at, publishing, writing books. And then they actually went on and wrote many, many books, and some were very good at good voice, so singing, preaching. So some were good at, they were very, very scholarly, so they were made to preach. Some were very, very good in administration. So Prabhupada made them, manage temples and all those things. So the skills, the guru knows this person is good at this, so they should do this. But unfortunately, we don't have that system. We have primary school, secondary school, university. These are the options. You go to the primary school, you learn everything. Essential skills are not even taught, right? They don't even know how to deal with people. They're in the primary school, secondary school. They don't know how to, when they have conflicts with others, they don't know how to solve it. And when they go to the university, they fight amongst themselves, and they don't know how to manage the flat. So all those things are there. The problems are there. So they're not taught the life skills. They're taught the subjects, and they don't know what they're good at, and they don't have the confidence, and people don't even accept it. They'll say, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. So the Gurukul system was the most appropriate system, whereby one skill would be recognized, and they would made to develop in that area. Make sense, bro? Anything else? Yes, Prabhuji.
Describing there about a proper gurukul, are we implementing that within ISKCON? Are we doing the same thing, finding their skill, teaching them life skills?
Actually, it should be there, but the problem is by the time you meet your guru, it's too late. Because these things were done right from the beginning, right from the early age. That was done right from the beginning. It's proper system. But now, by the time you meet your spiritual master, then it can be late, but still it is possible because when Prabhupada met those young devotees, they were quite young actually. And then he saw those things that they had, the skills they had, and then he used them appropriately. But it's mostly something that has to be done right from the beginning. Right? Yes, Prabhuji.
And just following up on what Prabhuji said, then should we encourage young children to take initiation early? Because as you know, sometimes we hesitate for the children to encourage them to take initiation at a young age. But should we encourage this? That we should encourage young children, even very young children, to take initiation from a spiritual master, so that the spiritual master can teach them from very early on.
Even if they don't take initiation, at least if they're guided by the devotees, guided by the spiritual masters, then they will be fine. Because sometimes it may be hard to take that commitment of chanting 16 rounds, and so might not be possible for all the children. But at least they should be in contact with devotees so that they are guided right from the beginning. So that will definitely help. Anything else? Okay, so thank you so much, all the devotees. Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gaunitaya Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.